Hi, and this is Larry Podzabinski again on schizophrenia and subjects matter. Well, so I have here my primaries through the portal to her. Today was Friday. I seemed like a Saturday, but she said. But I told her about the specialist yesterday. She said at this point, Larry, even if it was the osteo causing my back, in other words, to work better, it's not going to change the outcome at this point. Scoliosis like this takes years to develop and doesn't reverse. Only physical therapy and exercise can help with pain and function. Extensive back surgeries to put rods in can help straighten the spine, but comes with its own risks and problems. So, well, but why I have a scoliosis is in the first place is what the crux of the matter I'm trying to get to, you know, which is moot because I have to live with it regardless, either way, whatever the answer is. But when I was diagnosed almost 6.5 years ago, I've been in searing pain for some time with the back condition, and so thank the state of Ohio and powers that be that I have the homemade now to help me these years, or I wouldn't be making it. But but the real reason I found out in my research, and if you're intelligent, you can research this yourself on Google Scholar Search. If you can find it, it's a little obscure, but it's not as obscure as it was for a great number of years. But so my nurse practitioner, psychotic drugs, said she's very busy, but I pressed her for an answer, and she answered no, she did not know about this. Antipsychotics can cause back problems like scoliosis, and so I wonder how many other knowing what they do for their job. I mean, psychiatric writers and assessors and things, know what they write for you and check you out and see if you're all right with whatever diagnosis you have or whatever, but illness you actually have or disorder or whatever, are different things. Different sort of illness and disorders are different things, conditions or something. I don't know, but so where the hell was I? Oh, so I read her remarks, and well, the thing about it is, I uncovered in my own research on Google Scholar Search that I was looking up tardive dyskinesia, which is well documented, and every mental health professional knows that probably. The medical professional knows that is what that means, and condition is from taking antipsychotics, and it said for as little as 3 months is at a higher dose, enough dose. And I was on Thorazine for 2 years, maybe at 800 milligrams of maximum dose. They had me on a day. I mean, so yeah, I had the profile, and then you get on these drugs all your life, and then you get that scoliosis in your 40s and 50s. One paper said, and that's when it hit me in 45 to 47. So. And this is from antipsychotic drug treatment, from taking treatment for psychosis that you have no choice in. This is the point I want to make too. That I think that's a very intelligent point and very pertinent, especially with these tardive disorders now. The tardive dystonia causing scoliosis, something different than the tardive dyskinesia. And there's a few other tardive disorders I believe in that category that I can't pronounce. But anyway. So the tardive disorders come from the antipsychotic use, and but you can't do without them. It's just the nature of the antipsychotics. If you want to be in touch with reality and not in some kind of surrealistic movie, like you're going or hearing voices and seeing people talking, and it's in my book how those years went, but there's 4 chapters or 5 chapters or whatever, but how psychotic it can become just astounds me now. I mean, because everything's in proportion now the way it should be. I look around me, where I am at home here anyway. But but the fact that you get on antipsychotics because there is no other alternative. So why don't they go down? I have a book I read about a long time ago and read, but it's called Tibetan Buddhist Medicine and Psychiatry: The Diamond Healing by a lady named Terry Clifford, who went and studied with the Dalai Lama, the deposed president of, like the leader of the Tibetan Buddhist population in Tibet, which was overthrown by China in 1958, and nobody says a word about that. But so he's halfway down the mountain into India there, Himalayas, in Nepal, in exile, and his team of, like his doctor, is who Terry Clifford interviewed for this book. And so I'm saying they have their own medicines for schizophrenia and way of treating it. And but I'm saying, since our medicines, Western world medicines, cause tardive dyskinesia and tardive dystonia and all these other things, horrible things, that maybe they should go over to talk to the Dalai Lama's doctor and see what that kind of medicine they would give for it, and analyze it and see, does it cause tardive dyskinesia? Does it work? Does it cause tardive dyskinesia or not? So there's one idea. Other people I see getting on wild diets to get off the antipsychotic medication, because it can be pros and cons of it. I mean, if you don't take it, you'll be psychotic and probably have the world at your face to back you into a corner in a loony bin mental hospital for being crazy, because you will get crazy if you don't take schizophrenia and don't take medication. Everybody who knows me from way back knows that that's true, or reads my book. But now I find out that you can cause back problems, but that are irreversible, and so this explains why I didn't have it as a kid. The scoliosis, the curvature of the spine. They all said that as I diagnosed me, that I should have had this as a kid, and I didn't. When I was 19 and 20, I worked as a furniture refinisher, service department, and I'd go into people's homes, and if it couldn't be repaired, I'd have to bring it to the shop. I'd carry a couch over my shoulders to the van myself, or a chair or a recliner or whatever over my head, and I wasn't the upholstery specialist. The boss was, but anyways, so I had no back problem then. Okay, until I showed up about 45 to age 45 to 47, something was going on, and it got to searing pain until I was 60 and diagnosed. So I turned 60 6 years ago. So, but 60 years old, that's a long time, When you're young, you think of 60, but 60, so some years old is an old person. But youth is eternal. Inside every old hip person, you find a young person saying, "What the WTF happened?" I mean, but if you take the psychotic drugs, then the current ones we have, westernized world, but so you'll get the tardive disorders. You could anyway get. I'm sure that's what's wrong with my back. After reading so much about it on that weekend, I stumbled onto those information. There were many more documents you couldn't download, and many more you could, but I had the one was enough for me to prove what I'm saying. So I have proof, but I just can't attach a PDF here where you can download it from this video. Let me see here what's going on with the video. 9 minutes, 10 minutes. Well, so if you take treatment for this, you could get some serious problems in the future, known as tardive, or showing up later disorders. And if you don't take treatment, you'll be crazy, psychotic, and maybe get killed at an earlier age than you need to if you're out in treatment. So the antipsychotic medication is take it, do what you should do. There's no option. That's what I'm saying. Go to Tibet and talk to the Dalai Lama's crew and find out what medicines they concoct them from where they put together over there and for this illness, and analyze it, see what it works, and if it doesn't cause tardive dyskinesia. That's one place you can look. Another place, is in the realm of herbs and herbal holistic medicine. For example, I pointed out in my book that I learned years ago that, like, the physician's desk reference in the United States lists all the drugs and everything about them, how they work, their chemistry and their effects, the side effects, and usages and dosages and all that shit, by every drug. But so the country of Germany has the equivalent of a PDR of herbal supplements, herbal medicines. So all the chemical structure and the medical uses and so side effects and everything and interactions and so why don't you study that? You just want big money pharmaceutical drugs. So and they cause tardive dyskinesia, tardive dystonia, and three other disorders I can't even pronounce. They're all tardive disorders. So this ain't right. That people don't know this. But there's treatment for it now with the Austedo has got me working better and moving better, and my emotions are all different now. That my neurology is restored from the tardive dyskinesia, and the tardive dystonia makes my back feel better now. But I'm able to go for walks with my home aid. I won't go alone, but. And I didn't walk far compared to walking goes, as far as walking goes, but it's further than I ever was before in these later years of my life. So thank you, whoever there, for the covering up the fact that you can get these disorders, because clinicians don't even know about this. So Google Scholar search tardive dyskinesia and tardive dystonia. That's how you find out what the hell you're dealing with here with this kind of craziness involved in treatment even. Yeah, well, have fun wherever you're at and digest that and think about what it's worth. Thank you for your interest. Stay tuned. Bye-bye.